And the first match of the Busan Derby begins with Sungjin Choi on the Destroyer and Yoon Tae-sun on the Blade Master.
Yes.
Not the Blade Dancer.
Yeah,
so we
Blade
have to see
Master.
how this turns out for both sides, but Sungjin Choi has a lot of pride that he has to protect.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The initiate comes
he's
up.
going
The
with
Ember
it,
Stomp
yeah.
is procced, blocking everything.
So that's going to be on cooldown for a bit until he uses that again.
And the
But
Ember Stomp saves him from a knockdown from the Blade Master.
so he's going on the rotation, see what he can do with that. Nothing really coming from both sides yet.
Spin to win, come on.
Has been to win, but doesn't get any damage onto both sides yet. And both sides are playing pretty safely until
Okay,
Yoon Tae-sun
rams in.
is stunned from, but he doesn't use his
Drag.
strength yet. He does
Back
a back
roll chase.
He does a back roll chase.
Forcing him to get up with the windmill. He does not use his second wind yet.
So both sides, Sungjin Choi and Yoon Tae-sun, they are both out of back rolls and both are getting it back very soon. But really nothing significant from the early game yet.
Yeah, well, the Sungjin Choi does use his smash.
Oh, he's getting
into
into the aerial. That's actually a pretty good move onto Sungjin Choi, and he does get into the second aerial. And what he can do with that, he's actually getting pretty good decent damage onto Sungjin Choi.
All right, good decision by Sungjin Choi. The Blade Master thought he was gonna second wind out, but he just back rolls out and
Right.
he does not chase him.
It's a very smart move by
Mind
Sungjin Choi,
games,
yes.
mind games.
And he does heal back up with Air Shatter, so we can see what he can do with that. And actually, Sungjin Choi playing really smart with all these advantages. He does have the back roll
Ooh.
advantage and has that escape advantage over Yoon Tae-sun.
All right, the second win is finally used. The first escape used of the match.
Yes. And Yoon Tae-sun is behind on that escape. He does throw out trying to get him into an advantage, but nothing really happens there.
All right.
Oh,
Okay, so he gets
area,
into
another aerial by the Blade
aerial.
Master. And it gets to the second area. We'll use the second escape this time, but nothing really coming from Sungjin Choi. Sungjin Choi really
Rep.
holding on to that escape.
He's done.
Judgment Cleave combo
5 seconds.
does get actually very
Ooh.
good damage onto
get
Yoon
out.
Tae-sun.
All right, Flocka Blade saves him. He did not have his tab escape, but now he gets it back. Yoon Tae-sun.
Yoon Tae-sun does have a task escape back, and
Searing
Sungjin Choi
strike.
taking pretty good amount of damage, but he does go in that rotation, see what he can do with that.
All right, Typhoon is procced right now. Blade Master Yoon
he's
Tae-sun is
actually
taking
getting
some damage.
Consistent damage coming from Sungjin Choi, but not as much damage as he would have liked.
All right, Sungjin Choi showing his back to Yoon Tae-sun right now, and he has to use his second win because he gets CC.
And then Sungjin Choi is out
Gets
of that tab
trapped
escape,
in.
does get area. He doesn't have the tab escape right now available, so second win is not available. He might take more damage than he could have.
He got out with the persistence to his second escape.
Yes, so
Ember
he-
Stomp is procced.
He's
The
completely,
drag is blocked.
Yes, but he's completely out of his escapes right now, Sungjin Choi, and Yoon Tae-sun has to take advantage of the situation. He's using their shadow to bring some of his health back.
All right, 10 more seconds left. If it goes down to TKO, it seems as if Yoon Tae-sun has done more damage.
Yes,
and there
and
we go
that's-
with the Dragon
And
Tongue.
that contributes more to the damage, and this will go to
And
TKO to the
ult!
damage chart. And I think this is going to be a win for Yoon Tae-sun. What do you
Yeah,
think?
definitely it's a Yoon Tae-sun win because Sungjin Choi has healed up a lot of his health, and he is still lower than Yoon Tae-sun.
Yes, true. And just from
Oh,
an
wow.
eye perspective, we can see that Yoon Tae-sun did significant amount more damage, and they do get the first win. I told you it's not impossible for GC Busan Blue to get the win,
Yeah.
and they get the win for the first match.
Yep, and Sungjin Choi, he is trying to keep his cool.
He
but-
lost again.
But you
Oh,
can tell,
man.
you get the feels of that disappointment. He's
Right.
like, guys, I'm sorry. Because he's a very nice guy,
Of
even
course.
though he does trash talk a lot
Yes.
during the interview. That's just, because they're all friendly. All these players know each other very
Yes,
well.
yes, yes.
Especially the GC Busan Derby.
They
because
live in the same team
yeah,
house,
yeah. So, the trash talk is for entertainment. But Sungjin Choi, he's a very nice guy. He's very kind in the backstage. And I'm pretty sure he feels very bad for his team.
Right. And one thing I do want to ask you, Ending, is that, the decision to go with the Blade Master this time around, was it an intention to go to the TKO in the end, trying to put up more damage in the Destroyer for that, elongated time? Not really trying to kill off the other, but because we saw that Yoon Tae-sun from the beginning of the match, he was playing extremely slowly and not forcing any initiatives. And I think maybe he was going for that, trying to go for the TKO because he knew that he can guarantee much more damage in the end. What do you think about that?
Well, maybe he did plan it that way, but most of these players, they want to get the KO.
Right.
But, as you just said, the Blade Master, Yoon Tae-sun, I'm pretty sure he was confident for bringing it out. He's not
Right.
going to play, a class that he hasn't practiced.
Sure.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was confident enough to do more damage. So even if it does go down to the TKO, as long as he doesn't give Sungjin Choi the Judgment Cleave
Right.
combo, time for that Judgment Cleave combo, which he almost did.
Of course.
He almost did.
We saw a second
but-
of that.
Yeah, but he was able to knock back with the Flock of Blades and negate some of the drags with the Cyclone. So, Yunta-san played a very safe but well-played round.
I think it was a very smart
Yeah.
game by Yunta-san, but we will see how this translates into the second game. Juno Han, the superstar of the team, trying to make his team come back into form on the Warlock against Dae Choi on the Assassin.
Yep, Juno Han actually being a Blade Master main last year, probably, saw Yunta-san beat his teammate with his main.
A lot of revenge
I
on
wonder what he's
stake right
thinking.
now. He
I
has a
wonder
lot.
what he's thinking.
I'm sure he has a lot
Yeah.
of revenge right now, thinking on his plan. You can see that in his eye, bro. It got
and
extra,
that close-up.
It got extra bigger
Yeah.
after that loss, so we know that he's very angry.
Yeah,
he wants
is.
retaliation.
Oh no, he's not angry. You haven't seen his angry brows.
Oh my, I have yet to see it,
Yes.
but it looks semi-angry right now, and he's ready to
no,
get his team back
that
on
is
form.
not angry. You haven't seen the angry brows.
Oh my
You haven't
goodness.
seen it.
Is it
You'll
extra
know
long?
it. You'll know it when you see it.
Oh,
But
I'll know when I see it.
Let's get ready to get into the second round.
And we have match 2 of the Busan Derby right now with Warlock, Juno Han, and Assassin Dae Choi. Very conventional picks for these two because we were very expected these classes from these two players.
Yeah, exactly. And last year, not last season, last year, me and Min, the previous caster,
Right.
we would always bash on Dae Choi saying, step up your game for your team. However, last season he stepped up many stairs.
He heard
Many
you guys.
boulders.
He heard you guys. That's probably the only way we can explain that because Dae Choi, I saw some of his VODs, before coming to this casting scene, and Dae Choi really did step up for his team, getting that championship for his team.
Yeah.
And we have to see if he can bring it that again.
Yep, and right now, Juno Han eyebrows is webbed up there. Got a little time bomb on his back.
But no significant damage onto him nor the Familiar, so the Familiar is going down on cooldown very soon, so Juno Han has to be aware of
he's
that.
imprisoned into
But
the
it's
aerial.
in the aerial. That's actually
It's not
explosive
good.
damage.
Dae Choi is out of all of his
Oh, this
escapes
is
right
a chance
now.
for Juno Han to bring his team back onto form because Dae Choi has no escapes for the next 2 seconds, but he'll get all of
There
them
we
back
go.
right now. So this is a room for Dae Choi to perform back, but he has very slimmer of health.
All right, Juno Han, that was your chance. Now you're out of escapes, but the time distortion is used, so he gets his escape back. So everybody is back to where they started, except for Dae Choi's health bar is very
yes.
low.
And Dae Choi does have to be careful, but at the same time, you can't play too careful against Juno Han because we know how explosive he can be when given the opportunity.
Yeah.
So Juno Han, with this opportunity of his low health and knowing that Dae Choi can play a little bit more carefully, he can take advantage of the situation, get a big strike on.
Yep, he's healing up a little bit, but he has to use his stealth right away because he does get CC'd by Juno Han, but the Familiar is gone.
And the stealth is out, but the Familiar, like you said, is gone. And the second second win for Juno Han is actually gone right now.
All right, he's using his Sanctum to buy time for that Familiar cooldown, and the Familiar is back.
on.
So because his second escape is the body swap with the Familiar, so he needs the Familiar to be out just in case, because his tab escape is out right now on cooldown.
So Juno Han right now, he's playing it very slowly, not trying to go for the finish really. And Dae Choi with the more damage taken is most likely gonna be, if the goal extends over to the TKO once again, it seems like Juno Han would get the win out of that damage chart. But we have to see how Dae Choi tries to play this out, try to get as much done out of the time that he has.
Juno Han is trying to get him out of stealth. Juno Han's Familiar is gone again, but he did use his body swap, so it's on cooldown, so he doesn't really need the Familiar except for the time distortion, but he's getting hurt by the bombard.
Actually, very good damage, consistent bombard onto Juno Han. Actually, good damage, and he can keep this up for the next 15 seconds.
Juno Han is done
Next 15 seconds is all he has in the bombard to finish him off, and that's actually a comeback win. For Dae Choi, maybe Juno Han was too complacent for those last few minutes.
All right, Juno Han allowing Dae Choi to land those CCs back to back. Maybe he should have saved his second win or his tab escape for his second CC and then, tab escaped out. Because when he tab escaped out of the first CC, Dae Choi, fortunately he did land the CC right afterwards. and he just finished them off with the bombard.
And the surprise bombard was the big factor here. He didn't use it basically all game, and he brought it at the near end. So I think kind of caught off Junohan by surprise. But I think I want to give props to Day3, but at the same time, I have to be a little bit critical of Junohan how he played that last minute, because I think he was taking it too careful when he had that extreme amount of health advantage. And he was trying to go for the TKO, but I think he should have finished him off.
Yeah. So right now here is when Junohan actually body swapped out of a difficult situation, buying him some time. But now it's gonna be when he tabs escapes out. Right now,
bombard right here.
All right, so he.
And that's kind of the situation where it all ended, because all the tab escape is off, and that's
chase.
And just the back row chase, brilliant from Day3. And of course, we do give props to Day3, but I just wish that Junohan could have played it better. I think he was playing too safe, and I think he needs a little bit more aggressive. That really can bring the morale back to the team.
The tech chase, though, by Day3, the tech chase into the mine knockdown, into the web, not giving Junohan a single chance to do, just don't press your keys, because you can't. Because you're out of your tab escape.
And GC BUSAN Blue looking really, really good for the first 2 matches. And if they can bring that same amount of form onto Game 3 tag match, it just might be over with right now.
Yeah, it just seems as if they're shouting out, we are the previous winners of Season 1. Don't mess with us.
And that's all it takes, because Blade and Soul, of course, is a skill-capped game, but at the same time, it's very result-oriented, because that momentum you bring to the game is actually extremely huge. And of course, the fans voting still 91-9 towards GC BUSAN Red. Of course, that is expected, but at the result of it right now, GC BUSAN Blue looks like the favorites.
Yeah, it seems as I cannot disagree with you on that. GC BUSAN Blue, all these guys, like last year, I've been bashing on them, but now, they're coming back at me. They're like, hey, Ending, what did you say? And then they're just coming at me, winning all these rounds and going against my personal predictions.
Right.
And now they have to win. GC BUSAN Red, they have to win this tag to even it up, to bring it to the 4th set.
And this is their last chance to do it. With this tag match win, they will be even at 2-2, and which will bring us to the last singles of the series. And it's the final chance for GC BUSAN Red, and they have to bring it all together as a unit and as a team, and we have to see whether they can do it for this Game 3 of the GC BUSAN Blue Derby, and we can see if they can do it with the tag match and bring it back onto square one. And potentially the final match of the BUSAN Derby does begin, and it wasn't as close as we expected, but perhaps GC BUSAN Red can bring it up here.
Yeah, but right now, I hope GC BUSAN Red wins just because it's a BUSAN Derby, and I don't want it to end 4-0.
That would be a complete disappointment if it went both ways, really. Even if GC BUSAN Red won 4-0, it would have been a complete disappointment. But it's really a surprise to see that even from yesterday's matches from Day2, we had a lot of surprises going for us. And a lot of unexpectancies happening for us. And we can see already, starting off with Day3, that it's already happening with those surprises again.
Yep, all right. So they are playing it passive. This is actually better for Day3, waiting for his leaf cooldown, which is 18 seconds and counting.
And Destroyer Sungjin Choi, he has a redemption to make right now, and just going for that forward, and he's trying to make some plays, but he's on that stealth. Nothing gets from it. The Typhoon doesn't really knock out the stealth. He does break the stealth and gets for the bombard for a minimal amount of damage, and does get nothing really after that.
All right, he does use his persistence, his second escape, to get out of Day3 CC, and he is healing back up. Day3 wants to make a move before his leaf goes away, so he can either use it or doesn't want to wait until the cooldown goes away, because the leaf, when it goes away without being used, it goes on cooldown, and you don't want that.
And Day3 really has to look for the finish and has to look for the damage potential, because it's not going to be the same situation where in the singles you can go to TKO and win out on the damage chart against Sungjin Choi's Destroyer, but you have to look for the damage to bring the team for a victory.
Yeah, and it's being played very slowly. No interference has been used. No tag has been used. 7 seconds until both of them are force tagged out.
Right now, both teams are, like you said, playing very carefully, and Day2 are both tagged out. We can get nothing from the chase, nothing going both ways, but Junior Park on the Assassin coming out for GC BUSAN Red, and Yuntes on the Blade Dancer this time. And he's not on the Blade Master, but it does get him into the aerial, onto good damage.
Into the reactionary 2-on-2.
To the reactionary, actually incredible amount of damage onto Junior Park, and Junior Park looks stunned after that.
Yep, Junior Park, he took a lot of damage. Usually he's not the one to take damage, he's the one to do damage, but he has to he is forced to tag out.
But it's a chase onto that as soon as he comes in. And you look at the lightning draw. Actually, very good play, but Junohan does get out close enough that he can escape much of the damage.
Okay, knocked out into the area. Come on, offensive interfere.
Oh my goodness,
there we go.
Tons of damage. Just forcing in the tag out on the incredible amount of damage, but Day Choi getting the exact amount of damage on as soon as he tagged in.
Yeah, Day Choi comes in. He probably was putting his skills in. He doesn't have his leaf right now.
He wasn't ready to come in.
Yeah, he has his damage spec'd into his blue buff right now, so he's out of his stealth. He doesn't have his leaf. If he gets out of this stealth, he is in danger. He might have to just tag out if he gets CC right away.
And Junohan just stepping up for his team when it was the most important, because they really need a tag win right here to get this team back even. But as we were saying, Junohan does get into the area onto the webbing, and we can see what Day Choi can do with that. Not enough damage onto him, but Season2 Choi on the destroyer does come back out.
All right, he is still stealth, and Day Choi does get his tab escape back. Day Choi almost at full health. Not Day Choi. Season2 Choi almost at full health. Day Choi took a lot of damage when he tagged in.
Yes.
However, he didn't take any damage while he was on the field, so it is still a plus.
And Day Choi does know that as long as he doesn't get into an incredible amount of danger situation, that he won't be taking damage because it is against the destroyer, but he still needs to be careful with that one lack of escape.
That was very good play by Day Choi when Season2 Choi jumped in for that CC. He knocked him down with his mind.
The second win is gone for Day Choi off of that stun. And Day Choi, with the lack of escape and with the lack of health, if Season2 Choi can get a good opportunity to put in this immense amount of damage, that actually could be a KO for Day Choi.
Right now what Day Choi is trying to do is trying to play out the 17-second clock countdown for that force tag, because he wants to, save his tag point, and he just used his blue buff for no reason, maybe just to buy time, telling Season2 Choi, don't come near me, I have the blue buff.
And also I think, just getting that skill tree on into what he was, at least getting more time to get his skill tree on, and does come in Yoon Jae-jung on the Warlock.
All right, he is force tagged in, and he does get chased, and he is forced to use his tab escape right away. Yoon Jae-jung, but doesn't take any damage. Neither does Season2 Choi.
But Yoon Jae-jung taking that second win very quickly, and goes into the area.
Just get
destroyed from 100 to 0. And that was actually a very bad play by Junior Park. I don't think he should have gone down that way.
Wow. Well, it wasn't 100 to 0, but it surely looked like it. And he's getting his revenge from Junohan.
Really stepping up for his team right now. As soon as his team got behind with Junior Park's immediate death, Junohan comes in right away to put in a statement for what his team can do.
All right, Yoon Jae-jung is tagged out.
But he does escape. Still escape from it, and the escape tab does work. And we'll see what Junohan can do, because Junohan is the only one that really needs to step up right now for his team, because his other teammates are behind. But it does go into the aerial by Day Choi onto the webbing. Let's see what he can do with this, but nothing coming from it yet.
Right, the defensive interfere comes in. Season2 Choi comes in to save Junohan's tab escape, so he can use it later on instead of using it now when he gets knocked down by the mine.
And that's actually a very good play by Season2 Choi to come on and interfere, because he needs all that tab escape
he just imprisoned that ult of Day Choi. That was super crazy.
But really nothing coming from it. He doesn't get the second escape out from Junohan, because Junohan will need that escape for that crucial play coming on. But he does take a lot of damage from Day Choi. We can see from Day Choi getting his team incredibly behind. If it goes like this, it might be a win for GC Busan Blue.
All right, Junohan, the only one with interferes, might want to tag out, giving Season2 Choi to stay out so he can interfere in to help out. There we go, finally.
This is an obvious tag out, because even though Season2 Choi with that destroyer, he can heal some of his health back. But right now, this GC Busan Red looking really bad, looking really disadvantageous going into this final set.
All right, Yoon Jae-jung comes in, uses time distortion, keeping his range. The ult is proc, but the ult does not connect.
But Junohan does come in with Season2 Choi eventually dying, and this looks like it is over for GC Busan Red and GC Busan Blue. 4-0 victory, probably incoming very, very soon. And it seems like they're going to get their sister team onto the ultimate finish, and what a classy way to finish off the match. And GC Busan Blue, wow, they cannot have made a more clear statement that we are not supposed to be compared to you guys. We are clearly the better team, and we showed that in the singles, we showed it in the tag, because they were not behind the tag in one bit.
Wow, GC Busan Red looks like they're in shock. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am in shock, and I'm sweating, because I didn't know GC Busan Red would have lost 4 Donut, man.
4 Donut it is, and GC Busan Red losing a lot of pride in that one, but potentially it could be a start of GC BUSAN Blues pride, where, you know, they said that they don't have any nicknames for these respective players here, but you know, starting from today, potentially, we could have some nicknames for CD player, because all of these players, all three of them, play wonderfully today.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Here we go. The start. Yuta-san gets that first aerial. The reactionary 2v2. But Jin Yu Park took too much damage already for that defensive interfere, so it doesn't really matter of that defensive interfere by Seungjin Choi.
And I think Juno Han, we have to be critical of his singles, but in the tag match, he really did all the carry that he could, all he do for his team. But I have to say, the Seungjin Choi on the Destroyer and Jin Yu Park, you know, dying just immediately, unnecessarily. I think, you know, those two players really needed to step up much more than that.
Yeah, usually I would never say step up his game, step up your game to Jin Yu Park, but yeah, this time around, it seems as if something is going on with Jin Yu Park. Seungjin Choi, I could cut him some slack because he did force himself to play the Blade Dancer last season, which was not too long ago. Coming back to the Destroyer, he may be rusty, he may take some time, need some time to get back into it, so I'll cut him some slack, but you know, Jin Yu Park, I don't know, he was one of the fun players to watch on the field, but